You cannot violate people and mess around with their family. You can have a back and forth with people, a dispute, but you cannot violate another man's family just because you see him with another female. And that was the sucker move that Corey did. That was something that I think was the most disrespectful thing I've seen a man do. Don't argue about the argument that she was having with the man. You decided to bring up the woman he was with that nobody seen on camera, but we had an idea probably who he was with. But so you decide to try to bring that man down by trying to cause chaos in his household, where the dispute was between two men. Okay, right here, you basically right now looking at up on the top, you see Corey name right here, right? This is a video that I came across, and I think this is something that can be looked at in multiple different ways. But before I break this video down and have a conversation about this situation, we really need to talk about what's going on right now. Now, you see what just happened, right? Okay, long as you see what's happening, now you see the scuffle, and from what I'm finding out is that's the girl's boyfriend. But I'm gonna keep it real with you. Look at this scenario. Look how the scenario plays out. When you look at this footage, you notice the footage gets released. You don't see anything before it. You don't see nothing but Corey either punching or mugging. Doesn't condone, but I'm gonna tell you something. I was not there. I don't know what happened, but I'm gonna tell you now. We definitely living in weird times right now. We definitely living in weird times. And she about to give an interview with I believe TMZ. And I'm gonna tell you something. Once you see this interview, it's gonna leave you a little open to like what's really going on here. Is this a money grab or this is something that's we don't know. I'm gonna just say that. But I'm gonna just say from the look of the footage, it don't look good on Corey part.
Christina, you went to the police back when this happened, filed a police report. It went nowhere. What are you going to do now that there is a video that seems to support at least the fact that you were punched by Corey?
It's it is hard even seeing that right now, um, seeing that playback and having to relive all of this all over again. Um, but it's it's like almost like what.
I mean, what I'm asking is, are you going to pursue legal action again? The cops felt it was like a stalemate when it happened because they had no video. Now they got video. So I'm wondering, are you over it or are you going to pursue this in court?
Now, check this out. One thing I noticed, and I noticed about this life, when a judge or they throw stuff out, they don't have enough evidence or something that they found deemed to be something that they don't think that it needs to go forward in the legal system. But this is the weird part about this. This is right after Corey had it out with dude Antoine. And now we're starting to see a lot of other things happen um to him. It's like I'm not trying to say that they're trying to railroad him, but I'm just saying that it seems like Corey got his hands into a lot more than what we thought.
I feel like it's
What's the difficult? What's making this so difficult, Christina, to go forward with it?
I feel like Corey's like threatened or tried to silence me or like where it's like I've been in fear for my life literally. Not able to leave the house sometimes and so I mean I
I'm gonna tell you right now, You about to hear something that's gonna come out of her mouth that's gonna make you actually start to look at what she's saying as like, hold up, this look like a play. I'm not saying that she's not in fear, but I'm gonna tell you something. If you've been around women long enough, you know how women play. But I tell you right now, she's trying her hardest to push tears out and they're not coming. But it's like you can look, I don't know what actually happened with this whole scenario, but I can tell you this. What's going on right now? She's now starting to make her runs all to the different people that are out here in the public, like Tasha K, TMZ. It's like now she's looking to take them down. But we all know Corey is a nice, you know what I mean, he's a comedian, but he's not a big time comedian. But I cannot say how far his stretch is when it comes to putting people's livelihood on the line. I don't know that. So I can't speak of that. But I can say this. When a woman is amongst damn near 10 or 11, 12 men, how many it is outside, something's off with the story. Because for one, when you look at that footage in the beginning, she ain't one time back down, which tells me one. I'm not gonna say one thing, but it tells me a couple things. I I I I I revisit that after this.
I,
I
I know you say you're in fear for your life. We mentioned the fact that he got a restraining order against you,
We have a restraining order against each other,
and you have one against him as well. Um,
and
since
because he
then,
brought the liars to court and confused the judge, and we didn't have the video yet. So we literally got the video the day after court, literally. So I never went back to pursue like, oh, let me get an appeal or nothing like that. Like my attorney literally kind of gave up after she was getting defamed in her character and everything. You can see on
you
his
mentioned
how horrible he would speak about me and her, and literally it's horrible. Like the way he treats women, the way he talks about us, and then to the point where it's like, really, like you're gonna hit me because I'm talking, telling you about God and
Now listen to this. What she just said. Pay attention to what she just said. Listen, I'm gonna let this go back some. I want you to hear what she's actually about to say. That's gonna send some flag warnings to you to say, hold up, this story ain't making sense now. Watch.
women, the way he talks about us, and then to the point where it's like, really, like you're gonna hit me because I'm talking, telling you about God and like you need to change your ways, and it's just it's just horrible. Like I and then I'm just disappointed in how nothing was done, and I went back to the police station like so many times, and the LA fires were the excuse every time, or no detectives were ever available ever for some reason.
Well, but the
Um,
video changes things. I mean, when it's just your word against his word, it's a stalemate. Now you have the video, so that's why and if you don't want to answer, I'll respect that and back off. But that's why I'm wondering, are you going to go back to the police now, especially since you have mutual restraining orders? And are you going to say, look at this?
yeah, who needs the restraining order? I'm the one who's
right.
getting punched.
Well, Harvey, what would you advise?
Oh, I don't want to do that.
I'm gonna tell you right now, something doesn't add up to the situation because when she said I was trying to tell him about God. Come on, man. Come on. Nobody's dumb. Nobody's dumb. It's more to the story, meaning that something was said, things was things happened before this video showed. Or should I say a lot happened at least a good 5 to 10 minutes before that video got to the point where as though that interaction happened. But another thing I don't want you to lose sense of, she was with another male. This lets me know right then and there that something was happening that was going on and words were exchanged. It had nothing to do about God. We already know that. It had nothing to do about God. And then further than that, we also know as men going against another man, you ain't telling another man how he need to operate and how to move about his life because we know that that's danger. So when you see one female standing amongst a bunch of men actually doing that, that's when you know there's a problem. It's a problem somewhere because she did not understand her boundaries and understand that there's certain things you just don't do. But I don't know what happened. We speculating, but off of that video, things ain't making sense.
Because no, because I'm not going. I don't know all the facts, and I will tell you this: the one question I really do have is, and I don't think there's any justification for what he did because all you're doing when we see the video is talking back and forth.
Roasting, and that's what happens in front of the Improv every Monday for the past 30 years. And we stand out there and roast, but everybody knows in the hood, whoever wants to fight or cry first loses. And he literally lost it.
Well, now he said that you went after him first, and it's not seen in the video.
Right. What he actually wrote in his restraining order is that you put hands on him
But
before this video started.
First, so of course he has to create some crazy story, but basically at the end of the day.
Did y'all catch it? Now, I said, did y'all catch it? Did you catch it? Remember before she said God, I was telling him about God. Catch what's happening right now. What's happening right now, she's going off of the flow of as she's speaking so she can make sure she take him down. Not to say that Corey wasn't wrong, but Pete, what she just said afterwards. We were outside roasting. This is what we normally do. And he got in his feelings. Did you hear that? He got in his feelings. What does that tell you? She did say something or something that was. Look, we don't know what she said, but we know how women operate, and we know how women will change the narrative around into victim. But I'm not saying that Corey is not in the wrong. Don't get it twisted. I'm not taking up for him. But this is how easy it is for the tables to turn on somebody that think they're bigger than life, and I'm talking about Corey. So let's just listen to that part back. I don't want you to get confused and think that I'm just speaking out because I don't want you to think that you didn't catch it. Because if you didn't, I want you to catch this. This listen.
He said that you went after him first, and it's not seen in the video.
Right. What he actually wrote in his restraining order is that you put hands on him before this video started.
First, so of course he has to create some crazy story, but basically at the end of the day, he put his hands on me and I didn't do anything to him. I didn't, nothing. But also what that video is not showing is the minutes before that. That video really needs to start from when I walk out there initially instead of cut right there, because there's a gun involved that he passed off to another female comedian and was like, oh, go put that up for me before he hit me. So literally, I am fighting with my mouth for my life, roasting this dude, but in the name of Jesus.
Wow. Yo. I'm fighting for my life with my mouth in the name of Jesus. If y'all can, I don't know what that actually means. I guess you're going back and forth, but you're not telling nobody what was said. You just said that. Who knows? I don't know how to interpret that. That's something like somebody that's on that bullish too. Just like Corey be on his bullish, she on her bullish right now too. Because this is something that happened a while back and they throw it out. But now the video resurfaced. I don't know who Corey pissed off or who he didn't pay, because I'm pretty sure he might have got a phone call. I don't know. A phone call that this video might come out, because he did bring it up that it's a video that somebody trying to put out.
Literally, I am fighting with my mouth for my life, roasting this dude, but in the name of Jesus, okay? So I literally said, like, leave me alone. Like, you didn't learn from the last time you tried to, say, he said, I'm a super sock this B. That's what he said initially 6 months prior to that hit. So he finally did what he had been saying he was going to do. He threatened me in June of 2024, before this hit happened in December of 2024. And there's witnesses for that as well. So that's
What's
why.
Christina? What started back in June? What started this beef between you? Was it just a roasting that somebody that?
Well, he literally jumped into a conversation I was having with another comedian. And we were having this conversation with that comedian because of what he was doing to another female comedian, making her uncomfortable. So when that guy went off, and, I clown him to silence, but later he's.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you? What did I tell you? If you let a person talk long enough, they will start to show different sides where the emotion, when they try to make themselves cry, and then you'll start to see how when they start talking longer, it's like, hold on, what you mean? I almost made her like, come on, dog. Ain't nobody dumb out here. We know that Corby played this off, but we also know that this story is not being told in a way of that make her look bad. But as she's talking longer, it's one thing that you're gonna notice about Harvey. Harvey ain't dumb. He know from the story. That's why he's like, wait a minute, hold up. That's why he didn't give her no advice. Because he's even said, I need to see more of the story. Exactly, you need to see more of the story. And the reason why you need to see more of the story is because you need to understand what it is that had happened and what was said. And did you try to attack him? Because check this out. If a man tried to attack another man prior months before, will we be outside still face to face and we talking and shaking, telling each other jokes to each other's face like everything is kumbaya? No. So that's when you know that her story is not making any sense. You just know that what happened from the footage, but it don't show you before. And then when she started talking more and more, you find out that she's outside going back and forth with Corey. But the problem is that I think some people might not have heard that I want to bring to your attention. She said he could not take it. That lets you know right then and there she was going in. And when she was going in on, she did not disclose what she was saying. That's why while she's doing these interviews, it's more so to say that he did this. This is what's on footage. They didn't take me serious. And now everything is going against Corey right now, which he put his own self in this bad predicament. But we at a time now where though men are not playing around with women the same that we used to, and women done got to the point where though they done got so comfortable with life, they feel as though that they can go toe to toe with a man because they're female. Until you are in front of a bunch of men, even though that's a sucker move. I'm gonna be real, it's a sucker move because you still shouldn't have punched her. But I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know what happened, and now it's like he said, she said, and he's saying that he attacked her. And look, man, I don't know. But all I know is while she's talking right now, things are now starting to make it look like as if she was also the aggressor up in the situation too. Even though we do play this game of, well, that's a woman, but this is a woman that's amongst a bunch of men outside. So, and you know, when a woman, when a female is amongst a bunch of men, she feels comfortable and territorial enough to be going back and forth and also be running her mouth. But then you find out she had a dude with her. So I don't know all the things that were said, but you know that it was some things being said.
My friend, so I'm like leaving. I'm like, all right, so I'm gonna see you tomorrow, friend. On some, like, but he literally was on silence and then stood over by Corey Holcomb, and then uh, Corey Holcomb goes, he ain't gotta say you. and he jumped in my conversation with my friend. So that's how that whole thing started that way in like June of 2024. But there's history going back from like 12, 15 years ago when he was on my radio show. So
You had said a few minutes ago that the video you saw that you got the video just a day after the court hearing for the restraining order.
yes.
So you have this video. Do you have the longer version where you see somebody brandishing a gun?
Well, that's the thing, is that it was literally sent to my attorney where it's cut right, like after he were to pass it off or something like that. So it's like they're not showing the whole video, and that's what I'm saying. We need the whole video, like from the front when I walk out there initially, like 12:35 or something, when I had to, and I was waiting for my car to pull up. My car was arriving soon or whatever.
All right.
It's like that was only a matter of like 8 minutes or something like that of time, but they're literally showing right at the 3 minute mark or something like that, and
Right.
not the whole complete video. But
We got it.
after, if you look back towards the end, you'll see that that person goes back to go get wherever she hit it from, and you know what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
Well,
well,
It seems like the
we wanna
full
see that
video,
full video.
yeah, is going to tell this story.
And that's my point right then and there. That's why I like how Harvey played that. He's like, I'm not going to get into that. I need to see the whole video. We need to see the whole video. But this is the problem with this video. This video has been in her possession or that she has knowledge of for months. Meaning this happened when the fires happened. The fires happened over what? When the California fires happened? Over 8-9 months ago? Something like that, right? If I'm not mistaken. So this has been going on a long, long time. So if the rest of the video has not resurfaced, it tells me that the rest of it is not. Because I think that video would have been showed itself. So it's something off about this, you know. But at the same time, Corey put himself in a bad predicament, you know. Tell me what y'all think, man. If y'all think that something's going to happen with this Corey situation, or do you think that Corey done got himself tied into too much stuff? Because it does seem like now Corey done put his mouth into too many situations that start to make him look like a bully, a bad bully that's starting to do a lot of things that's out of order, even putting Antoine Daniels' daughter up on screen. Now, I'm going to be real with you. That's a sucker move. And that's a move that can get your life taken. And when you get to a point where you start violating someone's daughter like that, and you say the things that you're saying, this is how I know that Corey most likely probably got people around him that make him feel very comfortable and bold. But I can tell you right then and there, me having a son, I have a son. But having a daughter and having that happen, I'm pretty sure a lot of times when you see something like that happen, you normally see an end result with somebody being face down having a funeral. I would say this. Corey time is coming when you keep playing around like that life and thinking that as you go on, you think you're gonna be calling people out of their sexuality of thinking that a straight man is gonna be saying another man is gonna be talking about another man talking about you taking from the back door like he's been continuing to do, and then you blatantly put a person's daughter literally on your platform and talk about how she looks and then go over to the wife and shows the wife to bring up a point that you did not make because there was no point to be made. If you talking about Antoine, you talk about Antoine, but you don't bring up someone's daughter in order to make your point. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm a fan of Corey only from the 5150 show. Other than that, I think dude day is coming to the point he's gonna have to pay for the things that he's been doing. And I don't think it's jail time, but I think it's called a whooping, whereas though he's not gonna be able to come from. He's gonna have to explain why he got that jaw broken, or something happened to him, or it could possibly be a lawsuit. But all I know is we living in a world now where so people think that they can do whatever they want, and they cannot. You cannot do whatever you want out here. You cannot violate people and mess around with their family. You can have a back and forth with people, a dispute, but you cannot violate another man's family just because you see him with another female. And that was the sucker move that Corey did. That was something that I think was the most disrespectful thing I've seen a man do. Don't argue about the argument that she was having with the man. You decided to bring up the woman he was with that nobody seen on camera, but we had an idea probably who he was with. But so you decided to try to bring that man down by trying to cause chaos in his household, where the dispute was between two men, not a woman and a man, two men. You could have punched on Antoine, but you know why? Because he was going to not allow you to ruffle him up. He was going to toss and turn with you too, baby. Y'all was about to make some things turn around outside. You did not go outside. Keep saying, I told him, say it again. He already said it. This whole tough guy thing, we all done been there. Growing up, I grew up in a bad neighborhood, fought a lot. Moving from Philly, moving from West Philly, then moving to an area called Manayunk, I loved it night and day. But I remember having to put hands on people or a person when it got out of hand. I'm not ashamed and scared to fight, but at the same time, I also understand what it's like to be a man. I know when there's certain lines you don't cross, and Corey crossed the line that can get him out of here. I don't give a damn how famous you are. And that's the problem with today when it comes to people. They think that they can do things just because of their name. That name don't mean anything when you cross the line, when you start putting people's daughters plaster across your platform and then calling them names and making it seem as though she's supposed to be on a playing field as a grown-up. You played yourself, my guy. Like and subscribe, y'all. Be safe out here. And don't turn into a sucker like Corey Holcomb.